This is Break Through the Call, the best course of spoken English for the Russians. Это супермощный успех, самый лучший курс разговорного английского языка для русских. Break Through the Call, the best course of spoken English for the Russians.
Hello everybody, this is Break Through the Cool, guys. I gotta tell you one thing. And the thing is that this is the thing that you gotta learn. If you do, you'll get a life. And don't look at me so fucking suspicious, cause what I tell you now is right as rain. So long, Russian goodies.
Практика глагола to be в простых временах. Учим быстро и также за 3 раза. 1. Внимание! Приготовьтесь переводить с русского на английский. Здравствуйте, я ученик.
Hello, I'm a student. Hello, I'm a student.
Я русский.
I'm Russian. I'm Russian.
Однажды я был в Лондоне.
I was once in London. I was once in London.
Скоро я буду в Нью-Йорке.
I will be soon in New York. I will be soon in New York.
Я был бы сейчас в Вашингтоне, если бы сегодня вечером у меня не было праздника в честь моего дня рождения.
I would be now in Washington, but for my birthday party tonight. I would be now in Washington, but for my birthday party tonight.
Его зовут Франк.
He is Frank. He is Frank.
Франк – американец.
Frank is an American. Frank is an American.
2 года тому назад он был в Москве.
He was in Moscow 2 years ago. He was in Moscow 2 years ago.
Скоро Франк будет хорошим управляющим.
Frank will be a good manager soon. Frank will be a good manager soon.
Он бы сейчас был в Москве, если бы не его дела в Великобритании.
He would be now in Moscow, but for his business in Great Britain. He would be now in Moscow, but for his business in Great Britain. Меняем части предложения. But for his business in Great Britain, he would be now in Moscow. But for his business in Great Britain, he would be now in Moscow.
Ее зовут Джейн.
She's Jane. She's Jane.
Она англичанка.
She's English. She's English.
2 месяца тому назад Джейн была в Канаде.
Jane was in Canada 2 months ago. Jane was in Canada 2 months ago.
Скоро она будет переводчиком русского языка.
She will be soon an interpreter of Russian. She will be soon an interpreter of Russian.
Сегодня Джейн была бы на конференции, если бы не ее сильная головная боль.
Jane would be at a conference today, but for her heavy headache. Jane would be at a conference today, but for her heavy headache. И, как всегда, меняем части предложения. But for her heavy headache, Jane would be at a conference today. But for her heavy headache, Jane would be at a conference today.
Наш следующий шаг – to. Это моя собака. Переводите.
It is my dog. It is my dog.
Однажды она была очень злая.
It was very angry once. It was very angry once.
Вскоре собака будет вместе со мной в Америке.
The dog will be soon in America with me. The dog will be soon in America with me.
Собака была бы сейчас на прогулке, если бы не сильный дождь.
The dog would be now out for a walk, but for the heavy rain. The dog would be now out for a walk, but for the heavy rain. Меняем части предложения. But for the heavy rain, the dog would be now out for a walk. But for the heavy rain, the dog would be now out for a walk.
Привет, нас зовут Франк и Джейн.
Hello, we are Frank and Jane. Hello, we are Frank and Jane.
Мы хорошие друзья и коллеги.
We are good friends and colleagues. We are good friends and colleagues.
Однажды мы были вместе в Австралии на международной торговой конференции.
We were once in Australia together at an international sales conference. We were once in Australia together at an international sales conference.
Скоро мы будем в России.
We will be soon in Russia. We will be soon in Russia.
Мы были бы в России в этом месяце, если бы сейчас не было дел в Англии.
We would be in Russia this month, but for some business in England now. We would be in Russia this month, but for some business in England now. От перемены мест слагаемых сумма не изменяется. But for some business in England now, we would be in Russia this month. But for some business in England now, we would be in Russia this month.
Вы наш новый учитель истории.
You are our new teacher of history. You are our new teacher of history.
Вы мистер Нельсон.
You are Mr. Nelson. You are Mr. Nelson.
Вы были в Бостоне 2 недели тому назад.
You were in Boston 2 weeks ago. You were in Boston 2 weeks ago. Hello again. Breaks of the Cool continues.
И, наконец, последний шаг практики. 3. Вскоре вы будете в Уганде. Переводите.
You will be soon in Uganda. You will be soon in Uganda.
Вы были бы сегодня на лекции, если бы не ваши срочные дела.
You would be at the lecture today, but for your urgent business. You would be at the lecture today, but for your urgent business. Меняем части предложения. But for your urgent business. You would be at the lecture today. But for your urgent business, you would be at the lecture today.
Да, я ваш новый учитель.
Yes, I am your new teacher. Yes, I am your new teacher.
А вы мои милые ученики.
And you are my nice students. And you are my nice students.
Неделю тому назад вы все были на моей последней лекции.
You were all at my last lecture a week ago. You were all at my last lecture a week ago.
Я надеюсь, что вы будете превосходными учениками.
I hope that you will be great students. Опускаем слово в скобках. I hope you will be great students.
Вы сейчас были бы на каникулах, если бы не было важных занятий.
You would be on holidays now, but for some important classes. You would be on holidays now, but for some important classes. Меняем части предложения. But for some important classes, you would be on holidays now. But for some important classes, you would be on holidays now.
Это Джейн и Франк.
They are Jane and Frank. They are Jane and Frank.
Они мои иностранные друзья.
They are my foreign friends. They are my foreign friends.
Они были здесь в России 2 года тому назад.
They were here in Russia 2 years ago. They were here in Russia 2 years ago.
Скоро они снова будут здесь.
They will be here again soon. They will be here again soon.
Франк и Джейн были бы в Москве на этой неделе, если бы не было очень важной конференции в Англии.
Frank and Jane would be in Moscow this week, but for a very important conference in England. Frank and Jane would be in Moscow this week, but for a very important conference in England. Меняем части предложения. But for a very important conference in England, Frank and Jane would be in Moscow this week. But for a very important conference in England, Frank and Jane would be in Moscow this week.
Теперь продолжайте смотреть наши другие учебные фильмы и учить урок нулевой, который полностью представлен на нашем сайте. И если вы считаете данный курс разговорного английского эффективным, покупайте полный курс с нуля и до совершенства, сразу или по урокам. Всего в курсе 20 уроков, по 40 страниц печатного текста. Первые 7 уроков полностью озвучены, а остальные частично. В первых 12 уроках дается вся грамматика английского языка, а 8 дополнительных уроков закрепляют грамматику и дают много нового в плане разговорного английского языка. Большое спасибо за внимание. Now, keep viewing our other teaching movies and go on learning Lesson O that's fully available on our site. In case you find this course of spoken English effective, you may buy the complete version that will teach you English from scratch and up to perfection. You can buy it either wholesale or by lessons. The course includes 20 lessons by 40 printing pages each. The first 7 lessons are fully recorded, the others partly. The first 12 lessons teach you all the English grammar, The other 8 extra lessons brush up on the grammar and give you a lot of other new stuff in terms of spoken English. Thank you very much indeed for your time.